princess here. Welcome to another video from me. Thank you so much for clicking onto my channel and watching my video. I really appreciate it. I appreciate y'all time as always. Thank you so much. And before we get into the nitty-gritty of the video, don't forget to like the video if you like it and subscribe down below if you have not already. Please do so. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so I have a little list here of what we will be talking about, but I do want to start with like a little checklist and stuff like that. So first we're going to talk about like the intro of this video, which is like, you know, how long me and my husband been together, blah blah blah, right? And then the second thing we're going to talk about is the books that this whole thing is themed off of. The third thing we're going to talk about is how this idea came about, as well as the fourth one being going over like the courts and the color of the courts and so forth. And then the fifth thing we're going to be talking about is the venue. And then the sixth thing finally is going to be the cost. I will leave a little timestamp or something at the bottom. You're welcome to click around if you so need to. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I've been planning this video kind of for a while, but I just have not had the chance to sit down and do it. And still, I feel very unprepared, but we're here nevertheless. If you are new to seeing me and you were not on the Castle Library channel, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. So I should probably go ahead and start with the intro of what's going on. So for those of y'all who don't know, who are new here, I am planning my vow renewal. So my husband and I, right, Michael and me, right, have been together for, at the time of the vow renewal, it would be 11 years and married for 9. So I've been with my husband for 11 years, right? And he has been my husband for 9 years, right? And when we initially got married and stuff like that, and I'll make sure I put up pictures and stuff like that to corroborate or to give y'all a visual or whatever. But when we first got married, our wedding was country themed. And so everybody had plaid. I had on cowboy boots and like a short little white dress and such. And it was great. It was beautiful. It was perfect. But it was not what I wanted. Like, you know how when you're a little girl, you think about, or like, you know, a younger individual, you think about like how you expect your wedding to be, like, you know, the big dress or whatever, big party and stuff like that. While my wedding was beautiful and I loved it, and walking down the aisle to my husband, my best friend, the love of my life, was an out-of-body experience. It just wasn't what I futured when I was younger. It wasn't what I thought about when I was younger. So I just thought randomly 2 years ago, I was like, hey, we should do a vow renewal and it should be huge. And he was like, oh yeah, definitely. So of course my husband's always supportive, so he's always like down to go along with whatever I want to do. So that's literally kind of like the intro of us and stuff like that, how long we've been together, how long we've been planning it and such. So now we're gonna go into the books that this is themed off of. So the books that this is themed off of is the ACOTAR books, A Court of Thorns and Roses books. I have officially read just the first one. I am actively reading the second one right now, but I just have not finished it yet. But if you don't know what ACOTAR is about, I'm pretty sure most of y'all do at this point. But if you don't know what ACOTAR is about, it follows this girl named Feyre who kills this wolf, and then in payment of killing this wolf, which wasn't a wolf, it was actually like a fairy person, then she's taken away by the head of the Supreme Court to live out her life as a prisoner, basically. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, the first one is at least. And then she goes there, like there's a curse that she doesn't know about until the end, blah blah, she has to break curse, blah 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 blah. You get it. So that's the books that this is themed off of. And when I told my husband about it, he was like, that sounds like a great idea, which goes into how the idea came about. The seasonal fairy courts, that's what this wedding is themed off of, the seasonal fairy courts. So I say it's themed after ACOTAR, and like technically it is, but I got the idea from the seasonal fairy court from ACOTAR. So in the just, right, I was just thinking how I wanted to include my love of books, but also like this magical place, right? And I was thinking what I can pull out of a book set up as like a whole theme for the wedding or the vow renewal, right? And the seasonal fairy courts is what I thought about, like randomly. I was getting my nails done and I was like, seasonal fairy quartz. So then I called my husband. I was like, hey, so I thought of this. And he's like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. And I called my mom and told her, and she was like, oh, that sounds great. And every single person I've told outside of like my husband and my mom have been super taken aback by the idea. Like they've never heard of it. They've never heard of any type of vow renewal being themed like this. They've never really heard of the books and stuff. Who's really surprised, honestly? But never heard of any of these things. So every single person who is involved now, whether that be like the planner or people that were getting the rentals from and stuff, the florists and stuff, they're all super excited about it because they just never done this before. So I was like, yeah, that's where the idea came from the books, and I'm just really excited about it. I'm honestly really excited for it to be over with at this point. But this goes into like planning it. Like this goes into like the beginning of it. So we're gonna move into the next part, which is the court and their colors. So we have the 4 courts, obviously. There are more courts in the books. We're not doing the dusk or the day court. We're not doing those two, right? But the other 4 courts will be there, and this is the night court presenting this vow renewal of the seasonal fairy courts. So Mike and I, my husband and I, are the night court, right? I know, right? Imagine. And every guest who comes gets to choose their own court, whether that be autumn, spring, summer, or fall, right? And I'm just super excited. There's 4 colors for each court. I will put them up on the screen, and you'll probably see me go through a couple of pictures and stuff, but I will explain to the best of my ability. So speaking of the courts, I'm gonna go ahead and show just like kind of a mood board of everything. Like there's everything just in this picture and such, and that is basically what I'm trying to perceive, what I'm trying to think, and what is going to be reality. And I'm super excited about it. You see the masks. If you know, you know. The masks are from the spring court. You see like the little table numbers, as well as like the dresses and some of the bouquets and the boutonnieres, and then like the stars and stuff. So like, you know, how it's going to be set up is that like the night court, which is me and Mike, will have like all like stars around us and stuff. Obviously, we're the night court and such. And then like you'll see all these other little things and everything. Like those are just like a couple things that were pulled from each spot. And then we're gonna go deeply into each court. Okay, we'll start with the spring court. So what I was trying to pull from here is obviously like the springy colors, the florals, the flowers and such, also the mask and everything. And then the colors for the spring court. So the colors for the spring court, we have gray, have light blue, lavender, and rose. So think of like pastel, but then like lighter colors as well. So like the lavender is really light, and then obviously the gray is really light. And then we're gonna have like a gold charger, which is like the plate under the plate and such. And it's gonna be gorgeous. I'm really excited. I will go into more details about like where these things are going to be set and everything once we get into the venue. Okay, then we have the summer court. So the summer court colors are sand, seafoam, deep teal, and coral. So what we're pulling for the spring court is like a beach Mediterranean type of thing. So as y'all know, I'm sure, or most of y'all know, the summer court is set like by the ocean. So I'm thinking like beach house type of thing. So we have like the corals and then the seashells and such. So that's what we're trying to pull in the driftwood and everything. It's trying to pull solely from like a beach house to, you know, where we are now and stuff. So that is the summer court. Then we have one of my favorites. Okay, autumn and winter are my favorites, but autumn, right? The colors for autumn is brown, brick, tan, and dark brown. I love autumn so much. If y'all don't know, like, you know, I'm a fat girl fall all fucking day. Okay, I love the fall, but nevertheless, I'm thinking lanterns, and then like the little wooden table markers and such, as well as just like the oranges and the browns and the reds and such. I'm super excited to see this in person, but I am going to be floored. I believe there's going to be either red candles or black candles, one or two. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm super excited nevertheless. And then we have the winter court, and the winter court colors are white, ice blue, blue, and gray. So we're thinking like winter wonderland. We're thinking about when Favor shot the wolf in the woods and such, you know. I'm thinking like frosty everything, like not like winter wonderland, because I don't want winter wonderland. I just want like winter in the forest. That's what I'm going for. And then I'll show y'all the night court, and our colors are just like black and purple and silver basically, but we have like all the deep purple and like all the stars, and then we have like the cylinders and everything. I am super pumped for our court and such. So it's going to be really nice. It's going to be really dark, which is going to be perfection. And then I have like another picture for the night court. So we have like the purples and then like the dark florals, as well as the I think those candlesticks as well are going to be black. And then you have like the richness of just like the darkness of it, you know? So how the seating is going to work is that there's going to be a pile of books, and there's going to be bookmarks hanging out of the book. And on the bookmark, it will have the name, your name, and where you're seating. When invites go out, you do get to choose your court on the invite, as well as what food and how many people you're bringing and such, right? But just because you choose that you're like the autumn court stuff, that does not necessarily mean that you'll be sitting in the autumn court, because that would be really impossible to try to even that out type of thing. Because who the hell is going to spring court? Nobody. If you know, you know. But nobody wants to be in the spring court. But nevertheless, people needed a way to like know what table that they're sitting at, and the food is going to be plated and such. It's not going to be buffet style. So not only do you need to find out where you're sitting and such, but there will also be a card next to it that shows which food option you chose and everything. So yeah, that's basically in a gist how that works. And then once the invites are out, which the invites should be getting sent out soon in the next probably a couple weeks or so, once the invites are sent, then I will definitely show y'all those invites. So probably like another video like this where it's like, let me show you the invite, or let me show you whatever else I have to show you. But I'm really excited to show y'all everything. But that's basically in a gist. There will be bookmark escort cards, as well as like vintage books that have like the bookmarks out. And then once you have your bookmark, you can take that home. That's your, you know, gift for coming. Those are all of the courts, and now we're gonna move into the venue before we close out with the cost. So the venue is this really big house, and I'm not gonna show where it is or say where it is because it's in the same city I stay in, so we're not gonna do that. But I'm not gonna say the name of this place either, because it's a bad idea. You can literally Google it, I'm pretty sure. But nevertheless, this place is a really big house, and it's surrounded by vineyards. So with it being in the autumn, because this is in November, I don't know if I said that actually. The vow renewal is November the 16th of this year, so we're a couple months out. But it's set in between a whole bunch of vineyards. But there's like upstairs and a downstairs. I'll put in videos of y'all so y'all can see this and everything while I talk. So upstairs is the bridal suite is upstairs, as well as the ceremony will be upstairs. We are going to have a harpist who's going to play Zelda music as Mike is walking down, probably as well as the bridal party is walking down, or head of courts, whatever you want to call them, as they're walking down. And then when I walk down, she's going to be playing Harry Potter music. I know Harry Potter's canceled, I get it, but I really wanted a harpist playing Harry Potter music, and I'm really excited about it. After the ceremony, the harpist player and the DJ will be moving downstairs to that's where the cocktail hour is going to be at, while myself, my husband, and the bridal party, our heads of courts, will be taking pictures and everything. Everybody will be going downstairs to drink and eat and all that good stuff and have fun. And then downstairs is also where the reception is going to be at. And when you walk into the area, the four courts will be there. It will be spring, is it summer? No, spring, summer, fall, winter. So when you walk in, there'll be all four courts will be there. There'll be 4 tables of each, I believe. And they're going to be decorated, as well as in each court, there's going to be a table of cupcakes, because we're not doing cake. I mean, we are doing cake, but everybody won't be eating cake. Everybody's going to be eating cupcakes, and the cupcakes are also themed as well. So in each court, there'll be a table of the themed cupcakes for each season, and all 4 seasons will be there and represented. And then in the front, There will be the night court, so will be me and Mike, and then we'll have like a big sweetheart table as well as these big throne black chairs, and I'm really excited. They're so cool. They're so cool looking. But there's gonna be a big black throne, 2 big black throne chairs and such, and then it'll be the night court in the front, which is gonna be me and Mike, and then our cake will be up there, so we can have like the cake cutting and everything. So that's how everything's going to be set up and such. I am fairly positive after the event happens, I will obviously have clips. I have a photographer, videographer, which I'll go over the cost of all that stuff in a moment, but I will definitely make sure that I post all this stuff. But for now, I wanted to just kind of sit down and explain everything, as well as just be like, okay, if you want to plan an ACOTAR wedding, here's how I did it. Okay, last but not least, which is the cost of all this. This is always like a really sticky conversation. A lot of people don't like to talk about money. I personally don't give a fuck. Like, I feel like transparency is very important, so I don't care to talk about money, so we can definitely talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hear me out, okay? We knew that this was going to be a very expensive situation, so let's go ahead and go into the details. I guess we can start with the planner. I personally feel like it's a good idea to buy a planner, to pay for a planner, a wedding planner, because the amount of stress that goes into these things is ridiculous, and it's easier to just pay for somebody. I paid for a company called the Fairy Godmothers. I know, right? Super cute. They're amazing. I haven't had the best experience with them. There's been a lot of changes and stuff that happened. Like I've changed fairies a couple of times now, but you know, that's happens and everything. That's out of my control. That is a company thing or whatever. But they did everything. They've set up appointments with all of my vendors, They set up all the appointments with my vendors. They made the design deck, which is what y'all were looking at earlier. They did all of that, and then they will also be coordinating everything. We'll have a schedule, a set-by-set thing and stuff. Like the day of, I won't have to worry about anything. There's going to be a couple of fairies running around being like, you go here, you do this and stuff. So they are, for this service, which is like the full service and such, is they were $4,000. Do I feel like it was totally worth $4,000? There was times where I did not, and there's times where I was like, yeah, this is totally worth it. So I don't know, but I do highly recommend a planner, because if you do not have one, you will literally go fucking insane, or can go insane. I did. Then they go, I guess we should start with what costs the most and kind of go down, I guess. So what costs the most is the venue. The venue was $12,000, I believe. The venue is completely paid off at this point, so that's good. But the venue itself is $12,000, and that includes the upstairs, downstairs, as well as table and chairs, and the bridal room, and the groom's room. There's a groom's room as well, which the boys will be playing video games, I'm sure, day of. But it includes all of that. I believe we get $1,500 back if everything's cleaned up, which it will be, because that's already set up. And then next, I want to say what costs the most is the food. Food was $72. Food was $72. So it's roughly about $50 a plate or so, about that. And we have 2 options for food. So either you can have Cajun salmon with mashed potatoes and veggies, I believe. And then, or you can have pasta, which has like shrimp and chicken and such. And those are the 2 options. So those are 2 food options for adults. There's 2 food options for kids as well. And because it's plated and not buffet, that's what upped the amount of it, is because I did not want buffet style. You know, to each their own, but I did not want buffet style. This is a black tie event, so it was very like, you know, sorry, my camera got hot. So we're gonna do this a little bit quicker. So yeah, food is plated, so that's why it costs so much. So there's that. And I think what's next of what costs the most is probably going to be photography and videography. So that in total was $7,700. I have very little amount of pictures from the first time I got married, and I wanted to make sure that that was not going to be the case with this one. So not only do we have a photographer, we have a videographer, and actually it's one company that does both. He has a drone, all that stuff. So I'm really excited because I will have all the pictures and all the videos so I can remember this beautiful day, and I'm not ever doing this again. So but this is a one and done type of thing, you know. I wanted to take everything that I wished for and put it and then bring it to reality. So yeah, photographer, videographer was 77. So actually more than food, my bad. And then go into the rentals. Rental was close to 57. So 5,700, but that includes the rental of like the plates and such, as well as the centerpieces and floral. So my bouquet, my head of quartz bouquets, all that is all included in that, which is really good because when I was just looking at just florist, it was about fucking 4,000 or 5,000 anyway. So to have everything just included in one is great. Super excited about that. And then it goes into DJ, which the DJ wasn't that much. The DJ is 28, I believe, something like that. I think he's 28. He's 28, and we've already paid half, so that's good. The bartender is only like $350, which isn't bad, but we are supplying all alcohol and beer. So we were gonna do alcohol and beer and wine, but like nobody I know of drinks wine, so we're just gonna do a signature drinks. So we're supplying, each season has their own signature drinks too, to be exact, and then we're supplying beer as well. So but once it's gone, it's gone. So that's the plan with that. The harpist is 600, which honestly is not that bad for, I want to say we'll have her for a couple hours, like 3 hours. And then our invites, I want to say will be roughly about $400 or $500. We thought it was gonna be like $1,000, but it's about $400 or $500. So, and I think that is it. Oh, hair and makeup, my bad. Hair and makeup is $1,500 or so, but that's my hair and makeup as well as my 4 heads of quartz. And then I have 2 junior bridesmaids, which I have to buy their dress this coming up weekend, actually. I'm really excited about it. Sorry. I'm really excited to see my goddaughters in their dresses. It's going to be so fucking cute. But anyways, they're too old to be flower girls, but too young to be bridesmaids. So they are junior bridesmaids, and that's really exciting. They're going to be so cute. I'm going to make sure I get clips and such. I feel like I'm missing something, but I think that's it. So in total, almost $40,000. The only thing that's not in here yet in this total, I'm looking at the spreadsheet, there's a spreadsheet behind you. The only thing that's not in here yet is the invites aren't in here because I don't know exactly how much they cost, and I need to put the bartender in here. But outside of those 2 things, like it will be over $40,000. And what we have left to pay is roughly about $20,000. So we got to get on it. That's it. That's everything about the ACOTAR themed wedding. I'm really excited, but overall, I'm really excited for it to be over with, because outside of the fact that, yes, I have a wedding planner, it's still stressful because of the amount of money that has gone into this thing. But I'm really excited. I'm excited to see my husband all dressed up. I'm excited to walk down the aisle to my husband again. I'm excited to be recommitted to him. I need to buy a ring for him again, all that, you know, all that. He's actually standing right here with Bowser, so Bowser's right there too. He has food, it looks like. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, like I said, you're welcome to leave it down below. All my social medias are down in the description, and you can reach me at anywhere. My Discord is down there, all that good stuff. Okay, cool. I'll see y'all later. See you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great one. Okay, cool. Bye.